All right, everybody, it's of course TKIF. Thank Kemp it's Friday here on KEMPIRE.com. Make sure you guys are linking everyone to tonight's show. We're so excited. You know, a couple of weeks ago, we had her sister here on the show, Tracy Braxton. And of course, she's been here before. She was partying and going home and all that good stuff the last time she was here. Please welcome back to TKIF, our girl Trina Braxton's in the building.
What's up?
Trina, first of all, we're so excited that Braxton Family Values is back on the air.
Thank you. Thank you
I
so
really,
much.
yeah, I really feel like you guys are building your own sort of, media empire.
Well, I hope so. That's our goal. It's our plan.
Definitely, definitely. And we see this season that you guys are really starting to branch out into other areas. But the last time you were here on TKIF, we talked more about the music and what was going on with your music. Are we going to see more of that this season?
Absolutely. Just like last night's show, you guys saw me with Toni. I was supposed to do game time and of course didn't. But now with the EP coming out, you're going to see a lot more of my new and upcoming singles as they unfold.
And what direction are you going with this EP?
It's all very, very retro pop, just like Party Go Home.
Okay.
It's one song. It's a bit of a mid. My executive producer, Ronnie Garrett, he was telling me, he was like, Trina, you really do need to put out some kind of ballad or something a little bit slower to show people that you actually can sing and everything is not about dancing. Yeah. And we fought over it for a couple of months. But I was like, all right, well, maybe you're right. I'm not sure. But I just wanted people to appreciate me for the music that I was doing. Yeah. I wanted them to accept me as a retro pop artist first, before I started going, that far over to the left. So, you guys will get one.
One. Well, we're excited to hear it, but for those that are just getting familiar with, Trina Braxton, the singer and the performer, how would you define retro pop?
It's dance meets, spirit, but a singer on top of it. Out loud.
The last time you were on the show, you talked about working with CeeLo Green. Is that still in the works?
Well, CeeLo's like to go to Las Vegas. He's like to do a show in Las Vegas. And speaking of Britney Spears, CeeLo and Britney, they're both doing, shows on the Strip. I'm trying to get there. I would love to work with CeeLo. But you know who I would really, really love to work with?
Who?
Solange.
Yeah, Solange is dope.
Wouldn't that be super dope? That would be super dope. It'd be so unexpected.
Did you hear that she just launched her own label with Sony?
She should. I mean, I always liked her. Especially when she did her I called it her groovy album. It just really reminded me of that whole Groove is in the Heart thing.
Yes.
But when she did her whole Losing You, I had a whole new respect for her, and I would love to do a record with her. Something like Losing You.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's one of our favorite songs here on the show. We love that song.
I love it.
The next time you do a performance, we need to see you do a cover.
I did J. Child Don't Want to Fall in Love with the cover. And it's so fun.
Well, that's the whole point of doing covers, so you can have fun and people can see your interpretation of the song. So we would love to see that.
Oh yes, it's so fun, and then to give it a little new twist and make it really versatile. I just love it. I love music. Well, I've been born, bred, and buttered on music, so
definitely.
But one of the things is, a lot of people, they automatically expect me to do R&B music. Tamar does R&B. Toni, of course, is an R&B icon. And when we were in the Braxtons as a group, it was R&B music. But that's just, while I enjoy it and I love listening to it, and every so often I'll listen to it, sing along on the radio. But that's just not Trina's flavor. I'm just a little bit more upbeat than that.
Who if I was to invade your iPod, who would I find in your iPod?
Dave Matthews, Def Leppard, like seriously, like 80s rock.
Wow.
I know, isn't that crazy? And definitely Solange Losing You stays on repetition.
Do you feel, amongst the sisters, do you feel like the Not the black sheep, but maybe the one that's very different than the others.
I would say I'm a bit more eclectic than the rest of them, absolutely. Because people are like, oh my gosh, like, why do you speak differently than your sisters, and why do you listen to different kind of music and stuff than your sisters? It's because I'm an individual. We're cut from the same cloth, and there are going to be a lot of similarities, but I'm still my own person. I have my own character, my own characteristics that make me Trina. So I don't mind people saying that at all.
Yeah. You know, the last time you were here on the show, and if you guys just tuned in, and we're chatting with one of our favorite sisters from the Braxton family, Trina Braxton's back here on KEMPIRE Radio's TKIF. Trina, the last time you were here, you were still working things out with Gabe, but now you and Gabe are, you renewed your vows, you're back together. We're seeing a whole new side. You know, a lot of people were surprised, and I'm sure you got a lot of critics about you getting back with Gabe. You know, what made you make that decision that, you know what, I'm going to do this again. I'm going to try this one more time.
Well, just like everything with my sisters, we're a very family-oriented group of people.
Yeah.
And in spite of what others might say, I can't live my life based on what people think and what they think I should do. Because at the end of the day, I can't be stuck with their opinions and their decisions. Yeah. And then what am I going to do? Be unhappy because I want to live my life the way you think I should? I refuse to do it.
Have you found any challenges, since, because, it is kind of hard when you're in a relationship and infidelity gets involved and there are trust issues. Has it been an uphill climb since renewing your vows and getting that trust back?
Well, in any relationship, it's hard enough without adding all those other aspects, adding all other but when you say I'm gonna stick with something, you have to take it for what it is. You have to eat the fish and swallow the bones, and everything is not always going to be gravy, no matter what those barrels might be. For some people, it might be infidelity. For some people, it might be some liar. For some people, it might be something else. But everyone has a breaking point. You just have to figure out what your breaking point is.
What's your breaking point?
And what you're going to do with. About my breaking point, yeah, you put your hand on me, we have a problem.
Definitely. That's definitely a big breaking point.
Yeah, you will know something to put your hands on it.
Do you feel, because a lot of people talk about, reality TV relationships ending up, breaking up because of reality TV. Do you see reality TV playing a strain on your relationship?
No, because mine was pretty screwed up before the show started. we had nowhere to give it up.
Wow. So with the new season, first of all, I've been talking about the new season here on TKIF, and one of the great things that I love this season, besides the drama, is that I don't know what's going on this season, but it's so interesting this season. There's so many things going on with you guys. What can we expect for the rest of the season? This is a very long season for you guys.
Oh, yes. There are 26 episodes this season. But the good thing is it's broken up. You guys will have the first 13, and then there'll be a small break, and then you'll get the other 13. Okay. But, this season you'll see barriers being created. Because, especially with season 1 and season 2, everybody's still like, can just say whatever they want to say to each other because we're sisters and we're close, and we feel like, oh, well, I don't like this to tell you, or I think you should do this, so I should tell you. But within each of us, even though we are family, we still have our own quote-unquote ecosystems. We each have our own husbands and our own children and our own familial units outside sisterhood. And we just have to learn that you can't always say things because that's what your mind wants you to do. Because it doesn't just affect you. It doesn't just affect that person. It affects our whole family.
Yeah.
And you have to always be very, very cognizant of what you say, especially on national television. Definitely. Because it could be misconstrued absolutely wrong because they're only getting at that 1 hour glimpse, and then they base their opinion on that 1 hour, and it's not all encompassing. And then especially I'm a parent first, and I have to, especially now, because after season 1, season 2, I was very, very forthright with everything that I say. And it's not that I am not right, but it's just that I have to keep my children in mind with the things that I do and the things that I say.
Did your children come to you and say, "Mom, what is going on with you right now?"
Absolutely, because I don't have small children. My children are, 18 and 15.
Wow.
So, they're in high school, and sometimes children can be cruel. So you have to be really careful. You can't, and we all know that I like to party, I like to have a great time, but I can't, have people say, "Oh, I saw your boobs on television," first week of the show. I'm like, "Oh, okay, I have sons, Trina. You can do that with your sisters, but you can't do it on television."
Trina, one of the big things that we see with the sisters this season is the store.
Yes.
Where is the store when it comes to? Is it open already, or is it coming?
It's not open already. It's still coming, but you're trying to get me in trouble. You can't have me tell but so much. I think what you're trying to do.
Okay, so for Trina, we have the new EP coming. Of course, the store
Definitely.
that the sisters
Yes.
are working on.
Mm-hmm.
I know Gabe was somewhat involved in it. I know you probably can't tell me much about his involvement now, but what other ventures do you have planned? Are you going to move out to LA?
Well, again, you're trying to get me in trouble. What are you trying to tell? But there is one thing that I can talk about. I'm going to be talking about it more in part 2 of season 3,
okay,
so to speak. Those last 13, episodes of season 3. I do have this. It's a mobile ball, and it's called Mixology Queens, and it's going to be so wonderful. I'm really, really excited about it, and everyone's going to get to taste my signature drinks. And I can't say but so much.
That's
when
awesome.
You do hear about it, it's going to be. Oh, I'm really, really excited about it. I haven't been this excited about something in a really, really long time. I can't wait. I can't not wait.
There's a lot of money in liquor. There's a lot of money in liquor.
Yes. There is. I got my girls, and they go to different corporate events. And we have our mobile bars, and it can travel with it, and it's really, really wonderful. Really wonderful.
Definitely. So you're branching out on doing a bunch of different things. This season, some of the things that we've seeing the sisters, working on different ventures and whatnot. But we also see Toni, who we still need to get here on the show. I was talking to Tracy a couple of weeks ago about that. We need to get Tamar and Toni here on the show. But that's a whole nother
And Tawanda, don't forget Tawanda.
Oh, and Tawanda, Tawanda's coming on. Just a heads up, everyone. But Tawanda's coming.
Woo!
Tawanda's coming. But other than that, we see Toni this season struggle with, she made the announcement that she didn't want to record anymore or do music anymore. What are your thoughts about her decision?
I hear what she's saying,
mm-hmm.
and I respect what she's saying, but I don't believe it. I just really feel like, we were born bread and butter to be entertainers and singers. Mm-hmm. And I think it's in her blood. I don't think that it's anything that she can just decide, I don't want to do it anymore. Mm-hmm. I think that maybe something that inside of her is like, okay, my sisters are trying to do what I've done in the past, so I'm going to give them this opportunity to shine. Mm-hmm. However, I just think that it's just in her blood to do, and I think it's just a matter of time before she does something else. I mean, just like you saw in the previous stuff where she's talking to, Kenny, Babyface again. I mean, I think it's just a part of her, and she can't get away from it.
The music industry, and I get this, because I'm in the music industry, so I get the struggle with, the rejection of, your fans not necessarily buying the albums or the singles anymore, and it's not the same as it used to be. Have you found that, especially now that you're going really hard with your music, have you found, do you on some level, can you relate to why she might want to quit?
Well, every so often it just seems like the music industry sort of restructures itself. Mm-hmm. It's like, for a while, rock is hot, or for a while rap is hot, or for a while, popular music is hot. You have to always reinvent yourself mm-hmm. without straying too far from who you really are as an artist.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's really, really difficult to do. It's like reinventing the wheel, and you're with yourself being the wheel. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So it's like you don't want to stray too far away from what made you who you are, but yet you still have to kind of gravitate toward where the music industry is going.
Definitely. Trina, one of the things that I did want to talk to you about was Tamar. Tamar is, it's like overnight that she's become this huge success, even though she's been in the business for a very long time. Mm-hmm. Now she's going to be a mother. When Tracy was here, we asked her some advice that she would give to to Tamar, what's some advice that you would give to your little baby sister as she approaches this new venture in her life?
Well, the only we get to Tamar or any other new mother embarking on such a wonderful, wonderful feat in their lives is that allow your children to be children. Don't try to rush them to grow up so fast. Come, trust me. I have an 18-year-old and a 15-year-old, and sometimes, you know, you always want to be like, oh, no, don't do that. Oh, no, no, no. No, let them experience life. Let them explore the world, and growing up will happen.
Mm-hmm. How is she dealing?
Whether you want to or not.
Yeah, how is she dealing with the pregnancy?
As graciously as she can. I think she's tired of being pregnant. Every pregnant woman gets to a point where they're just ready to stop being pregnant. You're ready to see what the baby's going to look like. You're ready to stop being fat. You're ready to stop watching what you eat. You definitely want to have a glass of wine. I don't care who you are. It's just like, you know, sometimes you're just ready. And she's at that where she's just ready.
Yeah, I can imagine. You know, she also released new music as well. What are your thoughts on her music career? Because overnight she's become this huge artist.
Well, you know, a lot of people can try to look at it and say that it happened overnight. Mm-hmm. But, you know, Tamar, myself, whoever it might be, we paid a lot of dues. Yeah. You know, this isn't her first time at rodeo, so it definitely didn't happen overnight. Mm-hmm. You know, she was on her grind, and she, you know, herself through the mud in order to get here. I mean, because, you know, just like when we were all five with the Braxtons, and it was the four of us and then the three of us, the Braxtons, and then Tamar had a solo album out before that didn't, you know, reach goals the way she wanted it to, and now it's finally her season. And, you know, people can say, oh, well, she's overnight. No, she's not. She's worked hard, and she's put her grind, and I think it's just about time that she's reaping the fruits of her labor.
Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, her husband is, you know, Vince Herbert, you know, this huge guy in the industry. Have you ever went to Vince to say, Vince, listen to my demo, give me a record deal?
No, never, and I never will. And I think, you know, with Vincent being who he is in the industry, and I don't want this in any wise to sound shady. Mm-hmm. Okay, so please don't misunderstand this what I'm saying. Okay, Vince is a mogul in the industry, yes, and Tamar is his wife, and, you know, of course, his first and primary focus is to his wife. Mm-hmm. And if Vince saw something in me, because everything is not for everybody. Mm-hmm. If Vince saw something in me that he wanted to cultivate, I feel like he would come to me himself with it.
No, you're right. You're right. Nothing shady about that. You're right.
So, you know, with that being said, you know, I just don't think that what I do is his flavor.
Okay. But
somebody else is holding it. Yes. Definitely.
Trina, thank you so much for being here on TKIF. We love it when you stop through. What do you want for the future? There's a lot going on. You know, Braxton Family Values is a huge success for WeTV. There's a lot of doors opening. We know the EP's coming. We know the clothing store is coming. We know the mobile liquor, the mobile bar is coming as well. What else do you want?
You know, I'm not going to put any limitations on myself. The sky's the limit. But I do want to put my sea legs back on with my acting.
Okay. Yes, you need to do some acting. You're such a character.
Well, thank you. Flattery gets you everywhere.
Okay, all right. We look forward. We look forward to whatever you're going to do. You're one of our. You know, I can't even say you're one of our favorite sisters. You're definitely one of our favorite sisters because you've been here twice. You're definitely part of the KEMPIRE Radio family, and we hope that you'll come back when the EP comes out.
I sure will. As long as you have me, I'll be there.
Definitely. Everybody, this is, of course, Trina Braxton back here on TKIF Think Hip is Friday. We'll be right back.